I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man, and I have a Mega Movie plan. Today, I'm back with another Mega Movie News Roundup for y'all. Yeehaw! This is a segment on the channel where I cover the 5 most important Mega Movie News stories to come out this week. We got a whole bunch to cover today. We're going to be talking about Redboxes possibly disappearing. We're going to talk about Thor 4 having the best villain of all time. And then we're going to talk about Elizabeth Olsen being frustrated with being the Scarlet Witch and a whole lot more. So if I forget any movie news story here and you'd like it featured in a future movie news episode, make sure you email me at megamikethemovieman@gmail.com. It's completely free. Just let me know your name and your topic idea, and I'll get that featured in a future movie news episode. But without further ado, let's get started. Now to get into our first Mega Movie News story, and we gotta talk about the possibility that Redboxes might disappear forever, and we won't be able to go to those kiosks anymore to rent movies on physical discs. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article from The Hollywood Reporter, and it says the headline here: Crackle owner Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment to acquire Redbox. The $375 million all-stock deal is premised on growth in the free ad-supported streaming market. Okay, let's read a little bit more, get some more details here. The company, best known for its Red Kiosks, which rent out DVDs of films and TV series, has agreed to be acquired by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, which owns the Crackle streaming service, among other properties, including, yes, the Chicken Soup for the Soul book series. The $375 million all-stock merger includes the assumption of Redbox's $325 million debt and $50 million in Chicken Soup for the Soul stock. That's a lot of debt right there, okay? While there is no indication that the DVD kiosks will be disappearing in the near future, in fact, the company's touted future growth in DVDs thanks to a slate of big budget blockbuster movies this year. In a statement announcing the deal, Chicken Soup for the Soul indicated the deal was really about further expanding its footprint in free ad-supported streaming video. So there's a lot to unpack there with those details. So it looks like, wow, okay, so first we got this acquisition going on, and Chicken Soup for the Soul, I remember those books. I mean, that was a big name I remember back in the day, but I guess they're still around. I just, haven't been hearing their name recently until now. So that company is acquiring Redbox, and we all know Redbox, right? You go to a grocery store, you see a Redbox over there, a kiosk you can go rent movies from, you can rent TV series, you can rent video games. Now, do I ever see a line by those Redboxes? No, usually people just walk on by. Now, I've used Redbox before, and my experience has been fine with them. But since we have so many good streaming services now, I really haven't used Redbox in probably at least over 3 years, just because I have so many streaming services to go to, along with all the physical media I buy and own and collect, that, I just haven't had the need to go rent a physical disc yet, in the past few years. So, wow. I mean, it looks like it's now time for these red boxes to possibly disappear here in the near future, as I was mentioning. But it didn't say it was definite. It didn't say it was like the definite plan to eliminate them all. It even said that there was a little uptick in those DVD rentals, I believe, because we had so many big blockbusters in recent years. So maybe they're still doing okay in the rental space, but I do think it's something that will get phased out little by little over time, and eventually, say 5 to 10 years, I think the kiosks will be gone completely, because it says they do want to focus on the ad-supported streaming service. Remember, this company already owned Crackle, and now they're acquiring Redbox, so to me, they're still going to have a focus on that ad-supported streaming service. Now, I haven't used Crackle in probably over a decade. I remember when I did use it, though. I mean, it was okay. You got the ads, though, so, it wasn't the best thing in the world. But it was free. I mean, they didn't have the best selection, but once again, it was free. So, you know what? It was okay. I think I watched maybe 1 or 2 okay movies off of there, but it's been so long. So they're probably still trying to focus on that, getting into the streaming wars, being competitive, and how are they going to differentiate themselves from the other streaming competitors out there? Well, they probably know they're not going to have the best content in the world, right? They're not going to level up to an HBO Max and Apple and Amazon. yeah, they're not gonna get on that level. But if they can just focus on an ad supported system where, hey, it's free, you want to go watch Crackle, go watch Crackle, it's completely free, but they're getting their money based off of ads. So that differentiates them a little bit, you know. So I think they'll stick with that type of system. I don't think they're going to go start charging for subscriptions, because then who would choose Crackle over any other of these really good streaming platforms out there? And even if they change the name to Redbox and it's like a Redbox banner streaming service, I still don't think that name has enough pull on it to get people to be like, yeah, I'm going to choose Redbox streaming platform over HBO Max, over Disney Plus. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go that way. So this is interesting news. I think it's another kind of showing that physical media is getting phased out little by little, especially to the general audience. And I've already done a few topic videos on if physical media is currently dying. I'll link a couple of those videos in the description below. Make sure you check those out, of course, after this video if you haven't seen them already. Some of my most popular videos. But yeah, I think this is just another sign that these kiosks are going to get phased out. Just another sign like physical media is probably going to get phased out as well. Yes, there'll still be some physical media around, of course, for the hardcore collectors, but it's really going to be that niche of collectability factor. It's not going to be where, once again, we see these kiosks in the stores and everybody's going to rent them. Because I'm telling you, every time I see a Redbox, nobody's at them. Nobody. Like, I don't see, and I don't think I've seen another person like at a Redbox in years purchasing from them. I rented stuff from Redbox, like I said. It had to have been over a few years ago now, but I was the only one doing it. It wasn't like I had to wait in a line or there's other people around the Redbox machine checking it out. No, nobody was interested in them. So I can see that, yeah, so many people aren't probably going to be using those kiosks much anymore. So it's probably a good idea for them to have their strategy of, let's combine together. Let's focus on a streaming platform, being a different player in the streaming wars here, and maybe they can make some money off of that. But it's just like a blast from the past reading this movie news here. We're hearing Redbox again. We're hearing about Chicken Soup for the Soul. I'm like, I haven't heard that name in such a long time. Crackle, right? It's like all this nostalgia of these companies coming back to hear their name again. I know they've been there. They haven't disappeared, but you just haven't heard about them in the news at all. So, but now we get to hear about them. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this acquisition here? Do you think that this is a good idea, or are you going to miss those Redbox kiosks? Were you ever somebody that rented from those kiosks, and what has that experience been like for you? Or are you just a streamer like a lot of people out there these days? And what do you think they're going to do now with this acquisition? Do you think they're going to beef up their Crackle service, or are they going to change it into a different branded name streaming platform now? And do you think they're going to be competitive at all in the streaming service? Let me know your comments down below. Now to get into our second mega movie news story, and we got a Simple Favor sequel in the works here. I'm a big fan of the original. Simple Favor is such a good movie. Not everybody saw this one, but I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it, I can highly recommend it. Really good mystery suspense thriller. Trust me, check this one out. Very entertaining movie. But let's look at this headline here from Deadline. It says, a Simple Favor sequel set with Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, and Paul Feig returning for Amazon Studios and Lionsgate. Exclusive. After the original's box office success and critical acclaim, Lionsgate and Amazon Studios are getting the gang back together for a sequel to A Simple Favor. Sources tell Deadline the studios will partner on the sequel with stars Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, set to reprise their roles, and Paul Feig returning to direct as well. Produced with Laura Fisher. Jessica Chazar is writing the screenplay. So Figako Entertainment is set to produce. Shazar will executive produce. The first film followed a single mother with a parenting vlog who befriends a secretive upper-class woman who has a child at the same elementary school. When Emily goes missing, Stephanie takes it upon herself to investigate. And trust me, this is a really interesting story here. I know the premise may sound a little basic, but I'm telling you, there's twists and turns in here you will not expect. So to continue reading here, the pick was a critical and commercial success for Lionsgate, earning more than $97 million at the worldwide box office, achieving certified fresh status on Rotten Tomatoes, and attracting a strong base that has been hoping for a follow-up after an ending that left things open up for a potential sequel. So this is great news for me. Like I said, I'm a big fan of A Simple Favor. Not everybody in the world saw this movie, but they should have, because it's so good of a movie. I'm telling you, a lot of suspense thrillers I can kind of guess, oh, I know where this is going, I know where that is going, I can predict the whole movie in like the first 10 minutes. Not with A Simple Favor. This one definitely kept me guessing a lot of the way through. So really like the movie. So I'm excited to see the team back together to make a sequel. Of course, you got to keep the same stars in it. I mean, these two stars here were great. Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, really awesome performances from them in this movie. Very standout roles here. So I'm great to see them back in this upcoming sequel here. So we got the same basic team working on this one, which is good. We can keep the continuity going with the sequel. So I'm happy for that. And I was kind of surprised though that they were going to make this movie a sequel, because even though, yeah, the ending does have it set up to where, yeah, they could do a sequel, definitely. I just thought, wow, do people want A Simple Favor sequel? Yeah, it made Lionsgate some money because it wasn't too expensive to make, but now in these days, is this a movie that people want to go to, people really want to see, people are craving for? I know the fan base that's seen this movie like I have, yeah, of course we want a sequel. But I just don't know if there's enough of the general audience out there that would be down for a movie like this, right? It's not a big blockbuster action spectacle of a film. Way different audience, more of, like I said, if you like suspense, thrillers, mystery movies, that's the audience for this one. So I just don't know if there's enough of an audience that will want to go out to the theater to see this movie. And I'm not even 100% sure if it's confirmed theatrical release. I hope it is. I think that would be a great experience seeing it in the theater, but I wonder if they'll just have it with Amazon and just put it on the Amazon streaming platform and it's just a streaming movie. Either way, I'm still happy we're getting the movie because, yeah, I'm excited for a sequel. I think if they can keep the same flavor as the first one, the sequel can be just as great, if not even better. So hopefully it turns out awesome. But let me know in the comments below, have you ever heard of A Simple Favor? Have you seen this movie? What did you think of it? If you haven't seen this movie yet, though, I'm recommending it to everybody. Go and see this one. Trust me, it's a really good one. And so, are you surprised that they're making a sequel to this movie? Let's have those discussions down below. Now to get into our third mega movie news topic, we got to talk a little bit about Thor 4 here. We got Taika Waititi saying that this Marvel movie is going to have the best villain. Yes, this gets me super excited. Let's look at this article here from Superhero Hype. Headline says, Taika Waititi says Gore the God Butcherer is the best villain in MCU history. Ooh, those are big words right there. Let's read some more details. It's fairly standard for directors to say nice things about their upcoming movies before they're released. However, Taika Waititi talks a bigger game than most. After wowing audiences with Thor Ragnarok in 2017, Waititi will return to the Marvel fold this summer with Thor Love and Thunder. And he claims that the film's secret weapon is none other than Christian Bale's Gore the God Butcherer. And then there's a quote here from Taika Waititi. He says, it's a great, really fun, weird little group of heroes, said Waititi. A new team for the Thor with Korg, Valkyrie, and the mighty Thor. And in my humble opinion, we have probably the best villain that Marvel's ever had in Christian Bale. So wow, these are big words from Taika Waititi, and this gets me excited. Yeah, I'm not going to get overly hyped though, because of course the director is going to say good things about their upcoming movie. I mean, that's the point of the business. They want to get people out to the movie. You're not going to say, oh no, this character's terrible, don't go to my movie. No, nobody with a business sense would ever do that. But it still gets me excited for a few reasons. First, because it's from Taika Waititi, and Taika Waititi has given us nothing but amazingness, right? I mean, he is such a golden director. The quality we have gotten from Taika Waititi with Thor Ragnarok, with Jojo Rabbit, I mean, even just his performance acting in a movie like Free Guy, or even just that short little appearance in the Suicide Squad as the Ratcatcher 2. I mean, just everything I've seen from this person is amazing. So I'm excited because it's Taika Waititi doing this project for us. So that's why I'm hyped about it as well. And then also some other things to make it a little bit more believable is that Marvel really hasn't had many great villains. I think back to all the MCU movies, and really my favorite villains have been like Thanos, Loki. That's pretty much it. Maybe you can name a couple more here and there, but a lot of them have been very forgettable, very just cookie cutter Marvel villains, nothing too special. So for this one to be, oh, this is the best one. Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at the competition you've had so far, then yeah, I can believe that this one would be the best one. So to me, it just depends how they do this character, right? How is this character written? But some other positives that we have backing this up is we have Christian Bale. Christian Bale's a great actor. I mean, just all the movie performance he has given us, he dedicates to a role like no other. And he's just been great in movies. Of course, he was the Batman. He was good in American Psycho. And you could just go on and on naming the list of Christian Bale movies. He always gives it his all performance. And so maybe he was just really able to get into this character role here. And we're going to get something really special and unique from Gore the God Butcherer. Now, I'm wearing my God of War hat because I'm thinking it's going to be very similar to that style where Gore the God Butcherer basically is hunting down gods, right? That's how he was in the comics. I mean, in the teaser, we saw a little bit of Olympus and Zeus, right? So he's probably going to take out all of Olympus, right? All of those Greek gods. And then that's when he starts to go after other gods like Thor, for example. So that's why I'm wearing the God of War hat. Because if they can basically make him like a similar vibe and personality to Kratos, oh my goodness, yes, this could be the best Marvel villain we've ever gotten. Imagine just the anger that Kratos gave off, but they give that to Gore. I mean, ooh, this could be a really good performance here. I'm just excited for this movie, and this teaser has looked really good too. This has been another positive. And not only has this teaser looked good with what they've shown us, they didn't show us a whole lot. They didn't show us Gore, the God Butcherer, the villain, in the teaser. So that gets me thinking, why are they not showing this character in the teaser? Why are they holding back Gore? Well, it could be maybe for a negative reason that, oh, that's like the worst part of the movie. We don't want to even show that. Or what I'm thinking is that actually Gore is the best selling point of the movie, and they're going to save Gore for the final trailer, the actual big trailer that gets us to go out to the movies to see and support this movie. Because if they can give us a moment in this next trailer here, whenever we do get it, hopefully it's like when you know, maybe in a month or so, I'm guessing, because this movie comes out in July, so we have to get it soon. I mean, it could drop any day now, actually. Who knows? But I think we're going to have that moment where we just are like, oh my goodness, this is a villain. You know, kind of like when we watched the Dark Knight trailer and you hear Joker and Joker shows up and you're just like, whoo, this is a villain for the ages here. This is going to be a really good defining character moments. I mean, that's what I'm hoping to see now, because now I'm hyped. You know, before I don't know a whole lot about Gore the God Butcherer besides the basic premise, but now I'm excited. So hopefully Taika Waititi is talking a big game here, saying some big words for us Marvel fans. So hopefully he doesn't just talk a big game, he walks a big game. And what we've seen with all the work he's done in movies in the past, he walks a big game here. So I have to expect the same thing. I have to expect Thor Love and Thunder is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And now, based off of Taika Waititi's words, because he doesn't say this about everything in all of his movies, I'm going to give Taika Waititi the benefit of the doubt. And now I think, yeah, this absolutely could be one of the best villains of all time, if not the best MCU villain. So hyped for this one, but let me know in the comments below, how hype are you for Thor Love and Thunder, and are you excited about Gore the God Butcherer? Do you think this is going to be a great villain? And what do you know about the villain? Share a little bit in the comments below. Now to get into our fourth mega movie news topic, and we have the possibility of The Rock replacing Will Smith in the Aladdin 2 sequel as the new Genie. Well, let's take a look at the article here. This is brought to us by Giant Freaking Robot. It says headline exclusive, Dwayne Johnson in talks for Aladdin 2. Now let's read a little bit more, get some more details here. In terms of details around Dwayne Johnson joining Aladdin 2, we are still waiting on more specifics at this point. There are a number of different directions this casting could go, especially when we are talking about someone as big in the business as Johnson. For starters, some will obviously speculate that if Dwayne Johnson was to come on board, it could mean replacing Will Smith in the sequel. That's not necessarily the case, though the timing for Dwayne Johnson's talks here is a bit conspicuous. Will Smith played the Genie in the first live-action adaptation and was excellent in the role. But, of course, his career is mirrored in the after effects of the incident on Oscar night a few weeks ago when he slapped Chris Rock. Since then, a number of different projects Will Smith attached have been paused or canceled. There's at least some chance we could be looking at a similar situation with the Aladdin sequel. So, it's a possibility that The Rock could be the Genie in the new Aladdin sequel, but this is a lot of speculation here. There's nothing confirmed, and once again, it's just Dwayne Johnson in talks for Aladdin 2. Not even saying, oh, this is the character he's definitely in talks for. So we don't even know if it's the Genie that they're talking to him about. Yeah, it could be, but it could also be another 100 roles in the movie. He could totally be a different character. We just don't know. I think some people are jumping to the conclusion, though, that, oh yeah, it has to be the Genie because that's a character he would fit with his charisma, his comedic moments, and just his overall charm. He could be a great Genie, which, yeah, I would agree. It could be a really good Genie, but I just don't think it's anything concrete here. And I know some people are wanting it to be concrete, but it's not. It's not. It's still a lot of just talks here, a lot of speculation. We don't know how these talks are going to end up. But it would make sense if they are trying to get rid of Will Smith in the movie, that The Rock could be a decent replacement, because we've seen other projects be paused, be canceled that have Will Smith in it. I think Will Smith is going to be feeling the after effects of the Oscar slap for a long time. I mean, it was the slap heard around the world. Will Smith is going to have to deal with this for the rest of his life. And so I don't think Will Smith is going to get a lot of big studio movie projects in the next few years, especially from a lot of these companies, right? Disney wants to protect its reputation. They want good role models in these heroic character performances here. So they're probably just a little cautious now and like, let's hold off on Will Smith for a little bit. But of course they want to do an Aladdin 2, right? They want to do a sequel because the first Aladdin movie was so successful. A lot of people really like that one. I think that was my favorite Disney live action adaptation so far. I think it was actually done pretty well, and it made some good money too. So why not make a sequel here? And yeah, if they feel like Will Smith would kind of hinder the box office performance, then maybe not go with Will Smith, maybe go with another actor. Now, once again, it could be The Rock. I think The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, could be a decent choice to replace Will Smith. But it doesn't mean it has to be Dwayne Johnson. It could be a bunch of other actors. There could be 100 actors that could do a great Genie. I don't think it's just one actor that could be the replacement. No, I think there's a lot of possibilities out there, and probably Disney is still talking with a lot of potential actors if this is the case here, that they are really wanting to replace the Genie. Once again, maybe it's not to replace the Genie. Maybe it's just for another completely different character and we're over speculating here right now. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this possible replacement of Will Smith? Do you think they should be replacing Will Smith? Do you think The Rock is a good choice to replace Will Smith? Or would you go with another fan casting choice? Well, who would you choose? Let's throw some ideas out there. Also, what did you think of that first Aladdin movie? And are you excited for a sequel? Let's have those movie discussions down below. Now to get into my fifth mega movie news story, and we gotta talk about Elizabeth Olsen being frustrated with playing the Scarlet Witch. So let's look at this article from Variety. Headline says, Elizabeth Olsen got frustrated by MCU after it lost her acting roles. This is me being the most honest. Let's read on, get some more details, more context here. Elizabeth Olsen has been playing Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, since her brief appearance in the post-credit scene of the 2014 tentpole Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Olsen's character debuted more fully a year later in Avengers: Age of Ultron, which was followed by 4 more Marvel tentpoles and the Emmy-nominated limited series WandaVision. Over the next 7 years, all of this time spent in the MCU forced Olsen to miss out on many acting roles that she recently told the New York Times better suited the kind of actor she wanted to be and the kind of movies she loved as an audience member. Quote, it took me away from the physical ability to do certain jobs that I thought were more aligned with the things I enjoyed as an audience member, Olsen said. And this is me being the most honest. So it looks like Elizabeth Olsen has some MCU superhero Marvel fatigue here, and it's understandable. She's been playing this character for a long time, 7 years. That's quite a bit of time to be the same character as an actor. Actors often want to take on other performances, different characters, because that's why they like acting. They get to play something they are not, and that's the fun part of it, being a bunch of different characters. So if you're just kind of stuck in one little universe and you have to be the same character over and over again, even though, yeah, there's a character arc there, there's, subtle nuances with the character and changes that happen over time, it is still the same character at the end of the day. So Elizabeth Olsen has done a great job with this Wanda character. I think she's brought a lot to it. And so I've been really impressed with her performances so far. And I just think she gets better and better every single time I see her on the screen. I still kind of feel a little bit sad for her because it's like, yeah, you got an amazing opportunity to do this great character and bring a lot to it, but also you missed out on all these other opportunities, things you wanted to do, maybe other dreams you had with other performances. Yeah, you missed out on that because you're under contract with Marvel, with Disney. You have to show up for those MCU movies. You have to be that character. And so if you're doing something, that means you're not doing something else, right? Just logically. So taking away that physical ability, right, to be in 2 places at once, you can't do that. So it is a bittersweet thing there. Yeah, it's great. She's obviously, made a good amount of money doing this performance, being this character, and has done a lot of great things with the character. I mean, just that limited series WandaVision was so well done, got really good recognition. And so, yeah, she's gotten a lot from being this character, which is the sweet part. That's the great part. But then also, I can still see it from the other perspective of, yeah, I'm getting kind of bored with this. It's getting a little stale to me. I want to do something else. I want to do other movies that I think would even capture my interest more. Movies I really enjoy watching. Maybe she's a fan of other genres just besides superhero movies. Maybe she wants to do a really strong dramatic role, and she hasn't been able to do that with the MCU flavor and tone of their movies, at least in the way she wants to. So I can see both sides there. Very bittersweet, like, awesome, you've been this amazing character, but also the side, well, you have to stay as this amazing character for as long as Disney wants you under this contract right here. You have to fulfill the movie obligations. So yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet scenario, but it is something that just kind of surprises us when we read it, that, oh, wow, Elizabeth Olsen, right? She's a person just like anybody else. We're all humans. We're all people here. We all have different dreams and goals and things we want to accomplish. And just to realize, yeah, but in the Hollywood business, if you're under a contract as a character and they have you obligated for more movies, well then you got to do those movies even though you might want to do other things. So it just kind of, I guess, sheds more light on that realistic scenario. Because I know everybody thinks, oh, it's so perfect being, a big star as a certain character and all the Hollywood glamour. Yeah, there's great things that come along with that, and it's wonderful and so many things there, and it's an amazing opportunity so many people would want. But then there's also the flip side of the coin where it's like, oh, well, then yeah, you're missing out on maybe some other things you would like to do too. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Elizabeth Olsen just being frustrated with having to be this character for so long, missing out on all these other acting performances and things she could have been doing if she wasn't in the MCU? Or do you think it worked out perfectly fine for her overall with being such an amazing Wanda and giving us a great character? What's kind of your perspective on all of this? Let's have those discussions down below. So that will do it for another Mega Movie News Roundup. Yeehaw! This was episode 23. If you missed out on a couple of the recent movie news episodes, I'll link those in the description below. Also, if you're just discovering the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe right now. I'm going to keep rounding up all that movie news goodness every week for you, so you don't want to miss out on any of it. Plus, getting you tons of movie reviews, rankings, movie topic videos, physical media collection videos. Don't want to miss it, so make sure you turn on that notification bell so you see when I post a video.
There has to be another way!
There isn't.
Also, like the video. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man, reminding you to make every day a movie day.